All right, right now, Israel and Iran exchanging ballistic missiles as their war intensifies. This comes as the latest round of nuclear talks between Iran and the United States that were scheduled for today are now canceled. President Trump just revealing in an interview with ABC News that it is possible that the United States will get involved in the Israel-Iran conflict. Let's get the read from somebody who's on the ground there in Jerusalem. Israel Program Director at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, Enia Krivine. Thank you so much for joining us, Enia. So you're in a bunker right now. I understand my producers are telling me that sirens are going off once again, and if I see people filing in behind you, it's because they're coming to shelter there in place. What are you seeing where you are, and what has life been like for the last several days?
Hey, thanks so much for having me, and I apologize for this delay. I indeed am in a bunker 3 floors below the hotel where I'm staying, and it is a communal bunker. So I see people filing in, a lot of Americans at the hotel right now. This has been the reality since Friday morning when the alarm started blaring at 3 a.m. At first, no one knew what was going on, and it quickly became clear that Israel had attacked Iran's nuclear facilities and that we were in for some bumpy days. So right now, we are constantly sort of up and down to the bomb shelter, getting to know our fellow Americans in the hotel and trying to make the most out of a difficult situation.
And I'm told that you're an Israeli citizen and a U.S. citizen. How are things for you just emotionally with all of this? You know, Israel is obviously exhausted with the war that's going on in Gaza as well. And now this. Obviously, Netanyahu thought that it was so imminent that Iran was going to, have enough uranium to be able to have a nuclear bomb that they had to take action so quickly and knew what the repercussions perhaps could be. But emotionally, how has this all been for you watching it all unfold?
Well, emotionally, it's a challenge, but it's a collective experience, and Israel's been at war for 18 months. So we're all pretty much used to this by now. I mean, but as an analyst, I understand that that Iran was in a rush to a bomb. This is an existential question for Israel. It's a small country. One nuclear bomb could pretty much destroy the vast majority of the infrastructure of population here. But a nuclear Iran is also a threat not only to our regional allies, but also U.S. assets in the region. So, as an Israeli citizen, as a mother, it's of course challenging. But as an analyst and as someone who's worked in D.C. for many years and has been following the trajectory of the Iranian nuclear project, I understand that when this intelligence came in, that Israel had to act on behalf of Israel and on behalf of the West. No one wants to see a nuclear Iran.
Have you been in touch with the U.S. government at all?
Yes, we're in touch with the U.S. government because I have colleagues in the country who are trying to evacuate. We're in touch with the embassy and with the FBI attaché here in Israel. This is not for my purposes. This is more for my colleagues who are trying to get out of the country. As far as I can tell, it's all hands on deck, but the airspace has been closed. So there's no flights in or out of Israel right now.
Right.
There are overland routes, as I understand it, through Jordan, but Jordan is also a challenge. The airspace is limited there. If you look at the map, all of these missiles, the trajectories, the drones have to go over Jordanian airspace in order to get to Israel. And a lot of the scrambling of jets and a lot of the stuff that's shooting down these incoming are also over Jordanian airspace. So there's no easy button here. We're all just looking at our best options. And, luckily, most structures in Israel have a safe space where people can shelter from these kind of projectiles. They're not 100%. Unfortunately, Israel sustained some casualties and fatalities in the past few days. But again, Israelis, after 18 months of war, have become used to this rhythm of life.
And as an Israeli, as an American, as a wife, as a mother, as somebody on the ground, and somebody who has been analyzing all of this, for a long time. I mean, obviously, Iran and Israel, this has been going on for decades and decades, 50 years at least. What do you think of the news of President Trump? We spoke about it there at the top, telling ABC News that it is possible that the United States gets involved in this conflict between Israel and Iran.
Well, look, I think President Trump has made a historic decision to support Israel in this attack to take out the nuclear infrastructure. I mean, again, the program was discovered almost 20 years ago, and for 20 years, the Iranians, the regime, has been pulling along the West and the U.S. in negotiations as it's in.
All right, Defense of Democracies Foundation, Israel Program Director, Enia Krivine, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Please stay safe and please stay in contact with us and let us know how everything is turning out for all of you. We wish you the best. Also, some breaking news. My producer is just handing to me. Trump has vetoed an Israeli plan to kill Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei.